Our topic today is iPad training for principals. First, you're going to go to the Settings button. That's on my home screen. And by doing that, it will take you to the settings of your iPad. We want to go to Wi-Fi over in the top left corner. Tap on Wi-Fi and it will then show you all the networks that are in your neighborhood. So go to GW Mail if you haven't already downloaded it. You'll see it's in the bottom right corner on my home screen. On yours it will probably be in a different place. It may be down on the bottom. We call that the dock. You can always drag it down onto the dock by holding it down and dragging it. Now I'm going to click on the GW Mail app and show you what it looks like once you're connected. These are my emails and this is the one from myself. I'm going to tap on that so that you can see what it will look like. This is the iPad evaluation email that I sent you. As I tap on it, I get three options. The one I want is Open In. If you have multiple apps, the one you're going to want is PDF Expert. As I tap on it, it then opens up the iPad Classroom Observation Checklist. This is going to be the teacher evaluation that you'll be filling out on the iPad. I'm going to fill out right now the name of the teacher that's going to be observed, which is Mark Rep, and the date that I observed him. I'll just put the current date. As of this recording, it's 11/16/2011. And I'm also going to include things like the observation start time and the number of students that are in the room on the day that I observed that teacher. Of course, the observation end time, you can fill that out when you're done. As I scroll down, you'll see that most of these are yes, no, and NA answers, and they're all in the form of a drop-down. So when you tap on the arrow, you have yes, no, or not applicable. And at the bottom of each section, there will be a notes area that you can simply type in your thoughts or observations in some detail. You get four basic lines that you can use, 4 lines of detail that you can use in your notes. I'm going to type in that this was clearly, as I continue to type, this was clearly one of this particular teacher's best moments, and this teacher being Mark, clearly one of his strong suits, or one of his strong points in this case. He fulfills professional responsibilities quite well. So as I type that out, again, as I said earlier, you get 4 lines approximately of detail that you can use. Should be just about enough. Not overly wordy, but just enough that you can explain what you need to do. Now you'll notice that I'm zooming in and zooming out right now. There are 2 ways that you basically zoom in is a pinch. Zoom out is a reverse pinch. Pinch, reverse pinch. Now if I pinch, it zooms out. It's kind of the opposite of what you'd expect. I'm going to type in a little bit more detail on the next question, again showing you how you can type into the notes area. And from what I've found, PDF Expert is the only app that will allow you to fill out an interactive form that's in a PDF. There were a few distractions as I put in this area. And for the last one, I'm going to type in excellent. Now you'll notice right here you can show the toolbar or you can hide the toolbar. This button right here, I showed the toolbar and I can hide it. It's a toggle, so you can turn it on or off. So if you lose the toolbar, you can bring it right back up while you're filling in the detail. Now I'm going up to the top right corner where there's a little curved arrow, and I'm going to save it as a copy. So just save a copy is what you'll choose, and you'll notice that it retains the original file. So you'll have to change the name of this particular file to the name of the teacher that you're evaluating. Now I have iPad Teacher Evaluation. I'm going to switch over to the number keys, and I can add a dash. Then switch over to the letter keys and type in the name of the teacher. This teacher is Rep. Then press Done. After you press the blue Done button, you'll then be able to go back to press Documents and see the document that you just edited. You'll notice that the original one is there, iPad Teacher Evaluation, and iPad Teacher Evaluation Rep. That's the one that I just got done filling out. I tap on it and you can now see that it's been saved. I can add further detail, such as the observation end time, or I can change the start time or any other detail that I didn't fill out when I was watching the teacher. So I scroll down and I can continue filling out anything that I missed the first time. Now I can go back to Documents. In the top left corner, it takes me back to my list of PDF documents. Now as I tap on the original, you'll notice that it's unchanged. And I can now do another teacher. So this time I'm going to do a teacher named Mark Washington. So I fill in the observation start time and his name, and any other detail that I need, such as the date and the amount of students that are in the class at the time. I can fill it out, include notes, again using some detail, and I'll put down that he was clearly superior. Going to the next section, I'll type in yes, no, etc. Scrolling down, let's say that we are just about finished. I can hide the toolbar or bring up the toolbar. Just a review of that. And in the top right corner, there's the curved arrow that gives you all your options. When I press this, I can again save a copy. And again, it says copy. I would need to give it a specific name. So I press the dash button, and then I give the name of the teacher. In this case, Washington. Press the blue Done button in the top right corner, and now you're done. You've saved it with a new name. When I press Documents, it takes me back to my documents list. I can open a new document. I'm just going to open the PDF Expert Training Manual, or the guide. Then I can go back to any document that I've saved before. I'll press on the Washington document and take a look at what I said about him. And again, I forgot to put the date, so I'm going to add the date right now, switching over to the number pad. I type in the date that he was observed and the name of the observer, which is myself, Mark Rep, and the number of students that were in the class at the time, 22 on that particular day. I fill out any other options that I missed the first time. So I have my responses now. And I go back up to the top right corner and I press the Save a Copy button once again. Now I can backspace because I don't want to use copy, so I backspace and I'm going to give it a new name. And I have to give it a new name because it cannot overwrite the original file. Watch what happens when I try to do that. When I give it the original name, it says you can't overwrite the opened file. So I press OK. I know I can't do that. So I have to give it a different name. I'm going to call it something like Washington Updated. So this is the one where I've made changes and have updated this file. So I've added a little bit at the end. I could say Revise or Updated, and then press Done. Then go back to Documents. And now it says iPad Teacher Evaluation Washington Revised. Now the original file is still there, so I press Edit in the top right corner. This allows me to edit. One of the things I can do is delete. So I tap just to the left of the Washington document, I press Delete, and then I press Yes. And now I've deleted the file. You can only delete after you press Edit. So I'm just pressing Edit again, and now I click to make a check mark just to the left of the iPad Teacher Evaluation Washington. It now has a red check mark to the left of it, and I press the arrow over at the far right of that file. That will allow me to rename. So I press Rename, and I can now rename that file. If I want to be basically the same on every one of these, I backspace and press Done. So now it has the original name, iPad Teacher Evaluation -Washington. And I'm being consistent now. I tap on both. I can also do select all or deselect all if you want to do something specific to all the files in your folder. I'm going to tap just to the left of the rep document, and I moved it into a folder. Now, as you can see, my evaluations are in a folder called Principles. I open the folder and you can see the files that are inside of it. So how did I do that? I pressed Edit, I checked the documents that I wanted to move, then I pressed the Move button, and then double tap on the folder that you want to move it to. Finally, press Move, and all the files are moved into the folder. I press Edit again, and now you can see that everything is back where it was before. If you double tap on Documents, everything goes back to where it came from. If you double tap on the folder you want to move it to, and then press Move, everything moves into that folder. Everything that you've selected moves into the folder. Anytime you press Edit, you can do all of the things at the top, which are Select All, Copy, Move. In this case, I'm moving. Double tap on the folder you want to move it to, and then press Move. So you get a lot of options that you can use there. I have the 2 teacher evaluations now inside of the Principles folder. So that's how I did it. Now if I want to make a new folder, I tap on the little button right there in the top right corner that has a plus on it. I type in the name of the folder that I want to create, and then I press the blue Done button, and now you'll see that I have a new folder called Important. Now you'll notice that one is black and one is sort of a light gray. The one that's black is the file or the folder that has the files inside of it. The one that's light gray has nothing inside of it. It's a completely empty folder, as you can see when I tap on it. Tapping on the black folder shows you that there are 2 items inside. I press the Documents button to go back, and these are all the files that I have currently in my Documents folder. I can press Edit. I can tap on any of the files to select them, go over to the far right, press the little arrow, and then press Rename, and I can rename a file or rename a folder and give it a completely different name, then press Done, and now I've renamed either a file or a folder. All you have to do is press Done, and you're back to where you started from. And that's a look at how you can navigate through the app called PDF Expert.